This is Don. This is a bag of dried moringa leaves that we harvested in January this year because a big frost, a big freeze was coming, and we wanted to preserve what we could. So we have maybe 8 little moringa trees outside. We harvested all the branches from it. We stripped the leaves off, we dehydrated them, we put them in these bags. So now we're putting the dried leaves into the food processor, and we're going to create moringa powder. It's a good source of protein and vitamins and such. I think there's other minerals in there as well, and we'll put that in smoothies or sprinkle it on top of eggs or whatever we want to do with it. You could have also made tea with this. We've had tea, moringa tea before, but we got a new crop coming up now, so we're going to pluck fresh leaves from there if we want to make some tea. And this we can use for a long time to come. See,
there we are.
Creates a nice powdery mess.
Yeah. Why don't you put, oh, because you're using the plunger. I was going to say.
Either way, there's holes in the top here that the air also gets out of when we make our eggshell powder. So.
All right, here we go. I'm going to turn this off because that makes a lot of noise.
So now that we have all the moringa powdered and in little jars, we're going to seal the jars with a little vacuum device. You stick the lid on, the vacuum seal lid. You've got a little brake bleeder pump here. Just put in the hole, squeeze it a couple of times until it gets to 15 pounds. Like that. That's a little over 15 pounds. Okay. Now we'll take the top device. The lid is securely on. Not going anywhere. Vacuum sealed. We put that on just for safety. And there we have it. That's one jar. Let's do the same for all of them. This keeps our moringa fresh. Oops. Wasn't too good.
This is real. It's happening. Real time. And there's not enough time in this world to edit everything, so.
There we go.
There it is. It's awesome. This is the Food Saver regular jar sealer. You can use the Food Saver vacuum pump machine, but really this is very easy, and just a little bit of elbow grease, you got it. So I'm outside now, and I'm going to show you the moringa trees that we have. Actually, right now they're bushes. They were trees until the freeze in January, and so here we go. So this is what came back after the frost. You can see that down here is the original tree that was lying down a little bit and then would come up there. And what we did, hello lizards, lying down a little bit and then would come up there. And what we did, hello lizards, what we did was, when we saw the weather and saw that it was going to freeze, we came out and put straw around the base of these up to about the height of where these stems are coming out. Now, I have seen people put a circle of wire around the tree and then fill it up, and up to about 3 feet tall. And apparently, as far as you insulate that trunk is how far it stays alive. So since we only put the straw around the bottom, that's where these are coming out. I don't know if that makes a huge difference, but that's it. And now that it's warm, they're really taking off. And So we have 1, 2, 3. Now this one here was the one that I started again because there was one here that actually died. And I'm not quite sure. Maybe we didn't put enough straw there. I don't know. I don't know why some things make it and some don't. Like these chaya here. These two made it. And that one over there didn't. No, know why. I don't know why. So, anyway, that's what happened. I actually took a seed from last year and started this one. It's hard to germinate. Oh, there's 2 hawks up there. Oh my goodness. 2 hawks. Huh. Anyway, it's hard to germinate Moringa. But, so I must have planted like 10 seeds and got 1. That's all right. I love it. I love Moringa. So, that's what's happening over here. I had 2 more, so that's 4 on this in the herb garden. These 2, here's another one we lost. This one did not come back. This tree did not come back. So I'm going to pull it out and see how big that root is. Yeah, it does go down a bit. Woo! This is how big it is. That's interesting. Well, I guess I broke the taproot. Okay. Anyway, that one's dead. So I have 1 here now. And then 4 here. And then over here, I have 4 more. Oh, 5 more. These came back. So it's actually more than what Mr. Don said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And I know, yeah, there's one I missed. There's one over here on the side. This is the herb garden, and I planted the moringa in the herb garden. So, so that's 4, 5, 10. Yeah, we had a dozen of them. That's what I remember. So this one here. And this one, I guess it's my experiment. This one does not get as much TLC as the ones in the garden, in the herb garden, and it shows. So I'm gonna have to start feeding and watering this one more. We don't get a lot of rain. This year we've gotten quite a bit. Normally we don't get a lot of rain in the spring. But huge difference between these and that one over there. They like manure, and they like a little bit of bone meal and blood meal. And see, what else did I put on these? I also am growing some peas at the foot of them. Some of these things are experiments just to see how things grow together. And I can see, for example, that this pumpkin right here is maybe taking some of the food from this particular moringa because it's lighter green than the others. So that means gotta put more fertilizing things like compost here. So there. Oh, and there's my new garden fence Mr. Don made. This fence. He took 2x4s to make the frame, and I went and got the hardware from Lowe's. It was like $4. And then these sticks, they come from an ornamental. He took 2x4s to make the frame, and I went and got the hardware from Lowe's. It was like $4. And then these sticks, they come from an ornamental ginger that grows over there by Michael's old fort. That ginger froze. It's coming back, and it produces really straight sticks, so we used those. Hopefully they'll last, but they were free, so they can be replaced. So there, even ornamentals can be used for something. It's our avocado tree. All right, well, that's the scoop on the moringa. Oh, I forgot one of the moringas. When I first started moringas, I just really didn't know anything about them and what they liked or not. So I planted them in different beds and gave them slightly different conditions, and they all did fairly well. So it's a very hardy plant, except not cold hardy, but hardy in the sense that it doesn't require a lot of care. This one has the biggest trunk at the bottom in diameter, so it must have liked this spot, and it has not received a lot of attention. This area gets more water. This is my old herb garden area, so it's got the comfrey and the aloe and other things like lemongrass. I moved it because when we let the chickens loose from back there, they come all the way here, and then they start making a mess. So I've been slowly moving things, but I'm definitely leaving this. I'm not going to take it out. So the moringa here likes it, and the one thing that happens here regularly is that this area gets watered because of the chickens. Chickens don't like it when we sprinkle, and so there's my tarragon. Okay, so moringa update. So everybody have a great day and get out there and plant moringas. They're amazing. They're easy to grow. Our soil is not particularly rich. It's mostly sandy. This part of Central Florida has a little bit of topsoil. This land used to be cattle ground, so perhaps that contributed to that. They're not hard to grow for sure here, and they will survive a freeze in the 20s. I think if they were exposed to that kind of temperatures for extended periods of time, they might not make it, but I don't know. We had 3 nights with temperatures in the 20s, and it was only for about 3 or 4 hours. If I lived up north, I would have a greenhouse and I would grow moringas. And I know they say they grow very tall, but you can harvest them, you can cut off the top, and then they bush out if you cut out this part here. So I would have them for sure in a greenhouse, as many as I could. So, all right. Have a great day.